What's up, nigga?
You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and welcome to another episode of Discs in Depth. I was originally going to compare this with Volumes 4 and 5 of the DVDs, and then do a supercut with my Volumes 1 through 3. Turns out I already did 4 and 5, as well as the German release of Takeshi's Castle that I have. So, there we go. We're just going to be looking at the Blu-rays this time, because I've done all the other ones, but I will be doing a supercut in the future, which won't have this intro on it, because I'll just cut to actually talking about it. It'll also be a little bit more high effort of a supercut where I actually splice this in where it would naturally be in the episodes. The previous parts were like 5 years ago at this point, so that's pretty crazy. And I even had a goatee because it was when I shaved the outside of my beard. Instead of having the full beard, I had a goatee at the end of it because there's a little end thing, which I'll probably include at the end of the supercut too. But regardless, Discotek has licensed MXC for the Blu-ray releases. Now, there's 4 episodes missing total from these 2 releases. However, I think those same episodes were missing on the DVDs as well to an extent, with one notable kind of sort of exception, but we'll get to that in a minute. Post-editing Red-Eye here, I forgot to mention the episodes that were missing from these sets. So I'm pretty sure the episodes that were missing is the Monster Special, which there is a version of on the DVD, but it's butchered, which we'll get to a little bit more later. I briefly mention it. MXC Live Mostly, which is an American-made episode that was the beginning of Season 3. That's also not on the DVDs. And then the 2 Best of MXC specials, which also are not on the DVDs. So, not really missing a whole lot of content. There's only one real, actual, true MXC episode missing. Although the MXC Live Mostly, or whatever it's called, or Almost Live, whatever the hell it's called, the American one would have been interesting to have on the set, but nevertheless, the set is relatively complete. The best of ones I don't really care about. The Monster Special, it is lame that it's missing, and it doesn't even have the butchered versions the DVDs do, but what can you do? It's a pretty complete set. This is set 1, which has 51 episodes on it. There's the back of the case on that. And as you can see, the actual inner case is slightly different from the outer case. However, the backs are in fact identical. And there's the disc itself. And reading the back, we can see, remember what they always say, don't get eliminated. What are these people running from? They're not. They're running to the world's toughest game show in town, the most extreme elimination challenge. Join Vic Romano and Kenny Blankenship in the Peanut Gallery as they preside over the wackiest competition known to man. Whether it's a leap of faith, a horse race gone out of control, or a swift kick in the nuts, these contestants have to face it all to claim victory. It's time to roll it back for an MXC Impact replay as this hysterical free-for-all goes flying into your Blu-ray player. This hard-hitting collection includes 51 episodes of the cult comedy game show in standard definition. So yeah, speaking of the standard definition, this is when Discotek does SD on BD, where they do standard definition Blu-rays, which just have a ton of episodes per set. I think it's a fine way to do it. Honestly, I just think it's great that they're actually re-releasing MXC. I mean, granted, I like having my old rare DVD sets that are out of print, but yeah, the standard definition is what these are, similar to what they did with Fist of the North Star and a few other things. Alright, now on to Set 2, which has 26 episodes. Again, much less than Set 1, but Set 1 did cover quite a lot of it. There's the back of the case on that. And again, similar layout difference with the cases. But again, the backs are in fact identical. And there's the disc itself. What are these people running from again? That's right, they're running to the world's toughest game show in town. The most extreme elimination challenge. Join Vic Romano, Kenny Blankenship, and the MXC crew as the wackiest competition known to man gets downright absurd. Be it a slimy obstacle course, raining boulders, or a sweaty dude in tight leather, these contestants have even more hurdles to clear if they want to win it all. Competition intensifies as MXC swoops in with another treasure trove of gut-busting impact replays. This sopping wet collection includes 26 episodes of the cult comedy game show in standard definition. Now this actually includes Season 5, which had previously not had a physical release, so that's pretty fucking cool. Anyway, let's actually look at the contents of the discs. On to the first set. As you can see, the PS4 that I'm using does in fact recognize the disc as MXC Most Extreme Elimination Challenge Collection 1. So let's just jump into it. Curiously, my PS4, I believe, will allow us to bypass the copyright, see? The program featured... Okay, well, as you can see, there's a disclaimer, which I didn't get to read. But basically, it's warning that this stuff has stuff that's considered offensive by today's standards and stuff like that. So, that's what that is. We got Neon Knights. So yeah, now my capture card, because I use a different splitter, it lets me capture it with the PS4 at least. So now I can actually do better quality rips of the stuff. And as you can see, it has the same menu audio, where, you know, you got the guy, where you got Kenny saying, you know, press my button, and then Vic commentating, like, you got that stuff. Now, as you can see, they got the episodes here. Now, this does not have the Monster Special, which would have been included in Season 2. Now, that was not fully included on the DVD either, but the DVD at least had a neutered version of it that severely trimmed it down and cut out a lot of the copyrighted stuff. But yeah, there's the episode list. 51 episodes.
Just press a button.
And then we got captions, so we got on or off. Pretty simple, but why does it have like a middle?
Yeah, no, higher. No, lower. Yeah.
What the hell? There's like a middle ground. What the hell does that mean?
Hey, if you're a hot chick, push my button.
Okay, no, it just takes a second to go over. Extras. Now,
Kenny, see what you did?
Unfortunately, as you can see, one thing that this does not include, that the DVDs did have, that actually make the DVDs better in one regard, the DVDs, every volume included one episode of the original Takeshi's Castle. This does not.
Yeah, no, higher.
So it's a bit lame, but it is true. Let's just pick a random episode. Let's do Hobbyist versus Food Service. Why not? I just picked one at random. As you can see, pretty, the standard quality you're used to with, you know, the DVDs, for instance. But again, I don't want to show too much because, you know, copyright. But there you go. That's the quality we're dealing with. And you can actually get a pretty good look at it because we're actually capturing it via the capture card. So that is one nifty little thing we're doing here with this one that sets it apart from the other ones. And when I do the supercut, unfortunately, I'm using the old versions where I film the TV instead of capturing it with either OBS and VLC or the capture card like this. But I don't want to have to redo those whole videos, so you'll have to bear with me on the supercut. Alright, so I'm actually splicing this in post. I figured I should probably at least take a look at the extras since this is supposed to be in-depth, right? So let's look at the original sales reel. As you can see, this is like VHS quality, this shit is. Because this is obviously, you know, an older extra. This might have been on the DVDs, I don't recall. If it is, then we probably looked at it in the supercut as well. Again, we don't want to fucking have too much for copyright, but nevertheless, that's the original sales pitch, or original sales reel. Let's look at behind the scenes. So you can see they got like nearly a 6-minute behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure this was on the DVDs, if I recall. So there we go. They got the writers. And they got the voice actors, all this stuff. Again, it's behind-the-scenes stuff. So there you go. There's that. Now let's look at most painful eliminations of the season. These were definitely on the DVDs as well. Which, you know, these are just compilations from the season's most painful eliminations of the day. Interestingly, this removed the little painful eliminations of the day intro that the DVDs had on it. Which I thought was kind of stupid for it to have because it's supposed to be of the season, right? So I guess it makes sense that they kind of trimmed it a little bit there. I would imagine it's probably the same content as it is on the DVDs. And I assume that's the same for the others. There's the commentary, obviously, as well.
All right, hello. We're back, and we're here with cast members Victor Wilson, Chris.
There you go. There's the commentary. There you go. Just thought I'd throw a little bit of the specials features on here because this is supposed to be in-depth. Here's the second set. It recognizes the disc similarly, this time saying Collection 2. Let's just dive in. And again, we get no signal for a second. I'm going to read this as quick as I can. Can I pause it? Yes, I can. Perfect. The program featured on this Blu-ray contains certain scenes which may make some viewers uncomfortable. It is a product of the time when it was made and depicts prejudices, stereotypes, and problematic situations that were then commonly used in popular media. This program is being presented as originally created because to do otherwise would be the same as denying these prejudices ever existed. Again, fucking lame-ass thing to put here, this disclaimer. But at the very least, they didn't censor this shit, because if they did, I'd be really pissed off. Discotek Media, their partners, respective affiliates, and employees do not support or endorse the views expressed in this program. Viewer discretion advised. Again, the disclaimer is gay as fuck, but at least it allows us to get the thing uncensored, so whatever. All information on this disc, whether part of the program or bonus features, is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Eastern Star, Discotek Media, or any associated entities, corporations, or individuals. Program may contain flashing images. Viewers with photosensitive epilepsy or other sensitivities to flashing light and colors should exercise caution. As you can see, this one doesn't have any extras, which the first one only had like commentary and stuff.
For the viewer, they will make their selections, as you can see here clearly.
But yeah, we got all the episodes here.
Menu is designated. There are various buttons on their DVD controller.
And like I said, this one does in fact include Season 5. But yeah, having Season 5 on a DVD, or on a Blu-ray, is pretty cool, considering it didn't previously have a physical release. Because we had, you know, Seasons 1 through 4, we had Season 1, Season 2, and then we had Volumes 3, 4, and 5, which Volume 3 was half of Season 3, Volume 4 was the second half of Season 3, and then Volume 5 was Season 4, because Season 3 was, like, absurdly long compared to the others. Yeah, not a whole lot of, content. It is bare bones as far as extras, but that doesn't really matter because it's MXC all on 2 Blu-rays. That's pretty fucking cool.
What a grand adventure this has been. God bless us, everyone. God, yeah. As soon as I can walk again, I'm gonna kick that kid's